Hi, my name's Katherine Howie, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about cause-related marketing. So this is a specific type of marketing that I find really interesting. I do a lot of research in this area, a lot of reading, a lot of following what's happening in the industry. I hope you guys enjoy it. I think you'll find it pretty interesting also. Here are some companies that are very well known for the programs that they run that I'm sure you're familiar with, most if not all three. So cause-related marketing is when companies sponsor some sort of needy cause based on the purchase of their products. And we'll get into more detail on specifically definitions and things like that shortly. But to give you some examples to work from as we're talking more about it, Tom's Shoes, their entire business model is based off of the idea of you buy a product and or a pair of shoes, and a needy person also gets a pair of shoes. Yoplait, they have Save Lids to Save Lives. That's how they have branded this promotion. It runs in the fall surrounding November, which is breast cancer awareness, and the box top lids have codes on them so that you can enter that in a donations made to Susan G. Komen, so it benefits breast cancer research. And then box tops for education. This is a program run by General Mills. It has been extremely successful. It has been running for a very long time, and it initially was just off of cereal box tops and was successful enough that they expanded the program to canned goods, produce, all sorts of products now have the box top logo on it. So cause-related marketing is a very specific type of marketing activity. More broadly, it falls underneath this idea of corporate social responsibility. And companies generally will have some type of CSR association tied to them. These could be positive or negative. We define CSR associations as reflecting the organization's status and activities with respect to its perceived societal obligations. So are they giving back in the communities that they operate within? Are they considering environmental effects from the way they package the material, they source their goods? Anything like that could be considered a corporate social responsibility type activity. In general, when companies engage in these things, they're more likable, and consumers are more likely to trust them. And obviously, as a company, these are very important traits that you want to have, that when consumers think of you, you want to be liked and you want to be trusted. And lastly, there's been some really interesting research done that finds products may actually seem to perform better when there's some type of social responsible attribute. So, what do I mean? In this study that I've listed here in the slide, they had consumers taste test wine. So wine can be a little ambiguous on quality, and so one group of people was told that the wine had some type of philanthropy attached to it. So purchasing this wine benefited some needy cause. And then other people tasted that exact same wine, but they were not told about the social responsibility. Well, the people in the group who did know about it actually thought the wine tasted better. So it has a pretty powerful, we call this a halo effect. Okay, so now that we know specifically what corporate social responsibility is, let's talk about cause-related marketing that falls within that. We define it as an offer from a firm to contribute a specified amount to a designated cause when customers engage in revenue-providing exchange that satisfy organizational and individual objectives. Put in easy language, it just ties charitable donations to sales. If I'm McDonald's and I'm funding the Ronald McDonald House, that's just something McDonald's does. It's not based on any activity by the consumer per se. It's just something they do. While with cause-related marketing, it isn't strictly philanthropy because they're saying we're only going to make donations if you buy a product. So they're saying we want to, in a sense, do well by doing good. So it's a sales promotion. And the idea is to increase short-term sales and also look like a caring citizen. I also like the term profit-motivated giving. And as we discussed, it is not corporate philanthropy because there are self-interested motives at play in these programs. So why is this promotional tool so interesting, right? Because we could run coupons. We could run maybe a buy one, get one promotion. We could have product premiums. If you're looking to increase sales in the short term, there are numerous ways that a company can run a promotion. So what's pretty cool about cause-related marketing? Well, it's a blend of classic marketing elements. So those ideas of running sales promotions and coupons have been around for a very long time, but it's this newer form. So companies being involved with nonprofit organizations and things is fairly young, and specifically cause-related marketing didn't start until the 80s. We've talked about how any type of corporate social responsibility will, when done well, builds goodwill and increase short-term sales. But it can be done without making a price-sensitive consumer. We know that if we run a lot of price discounting, so be that sales, coupons, consumers kind of change the value proposition of whatever that product is. So if I'm used to buying a shirt for $20, but it always goes on sale for $15, maybe once a month, then in my head, I now think of that as a $15 shirt, right? Consumers learn as they're shopping and as they see changes. And cause-related marketing is a way to possibly change consumers' buying behavior without altering that price-value ratio, which is very important because we want our profits, right? And yes, with cause-related marketing, you are losing some of your profits because you're making donations, but that consumer still pays $20 for that shirt. Even though they may be more motivated to buy it, they still think of that as a $20 shirt. And it's a very big industry. And this year, in 2015, they're expecting, or last year, excuse me, $1.92 billion to have been spent. So a lot of money going in that direction. And a survey of brand managers asked them if they engaged in some type of cause-related marketing, and 3/4 of them said that they did. Wow, that's huge. All sorts of research has been done on cause-related marketing, and there's a number of interesting findings. I'm just hitting a few right here. We find that cause-related marketing works differently based on the type of product you're selling. And specifically, they find that if it's a hedonic product, so more of a frivolous perfume, things you don't, not a necessity, cause-related marketing does better with that because typically we have a little bit of a guilt associated with those types of purchases. So if there's also a donation being made to someone in need, we can justify that a little bit more and feel a little better about the purchase we're making. We're seeing more requirements placed on the consumer for making these donations happen within the cause-related marketing promotion. There was a study done that tested if consumers had to buy 1 bottle of shampoo for a donation to be made, or if they had to buy 4. So say we are donating to the rainforest. Well, my company isn't going to make that donation unless you buy 4 bottles. Well, for a consumer, that seems to be a pretty heavy demand, and they don't appreciate it, as you could probably imagine. Lastly, consumers really like to feel involved and like they have some type of control over the promotion, the donation, elements like that. So there was a study done that let consumers decide you know, here's 3 or 4 charities. Which one would you like the donation to be made to? Overall, very positive. Consumers felt that they were making a bigger impact with their purchase. They were willing to pay higher prices. So very good thing. In summary, so what's the future like for cause-related marketing? I foresee there's going to be an increasing concern from consumers about the transparency of these promotions and the donations. Pinkwashing is the term given to the plethora of pink products during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And there's a website called thinkbeforeyouPink.com, and they vet out all of these different products, promotions, and see, okay, where is this money really going? Are they giving a portion of their sales, a portion of their profits? At the end of the day, are we talking about a $10 donation, or are we talking about a fraction of a cent? Legally, there's not a whole lot required for them to disclose with these promotions, but I think that's going to change. I think we're also going to see a need for more memorable and unique promotions. If you remember back, 3/4 of brand managers say that they engage in some type of cause-related marketing. So the market's getting saturated. Consumers are getting used to this. They see it everywhere. So if marketing managers want their promotion to be successful and memorable, then they're going to have to get creative. And lastly, I think companies are going to be using a more long-term strategy with how they structure these campaigns, their relationships with these nonprofits. It is really great for a short-term sales boost, but I think huge benefits can be seen from both the company and these nonprofits if they have some long-term, maybe 5-10 year strategies on what do we want this relationship to do, and how do we want consumers to see our brand. So thank you for watching.